Human rights lawyers and political activists have called on FCT Minister Wike to issue an immediate apology following remarks about the Ijaw nation and have raised concerns regarding ethnic representation, constitutional rights, and governance. The controversy began after Wike was alleged to have referred to the Ijaw people as a minority and associated them with criminal activities, raising fears that such statements could inflame ethnic tension in Nigeria. Speaking at a press conference in Abuja on Monday, human rights activist Deji Adeyanju condemned the alleged derogatory remarks but emphasized that the Ijaw region has enjoyed relative peace and that such statement could stir unnecessary tensions.
The remarks he made about the Ijaw nation, very unpleasant remarks about the Ijaw nation, saying that Ijaw are minority, and saying that, in fact, he doubled down when he went for Thanksgiving in Rivers by saying that Ijaw only gets involved in criminality, and oil bunkering and some other stuffs. It is very shameful indeed to have had these remarks. For him to have referred to the Ijaw nation as a minority is truly, truly, truly sad. Because one will begin to wonder, when did Wike become an intellectual to start talking about issues of history, or issues around ethnic nationality? Who appointed him as a historian? He does not have the credential, the capacity, or even the quality of intellect to comment on such subject matters. If it was about identifying 21 years or 28 years or different types of whiskey, then he will be most qualified. But in terms of historical issues around ethnic nationality, he does not have the credentials to do so. The Ijaw nation is the fourth largest ethnic group in Nigeria. Fourth largest ethnic group in Nigeria. For anyone to say anything to the contrary means it's either the person is deluded, the person is ignorant, or intentionally mischievous. It's important to note that even in Rivers State, where the Honorable Minister comes from, the Ijaw nation occupies about 12 local governments in the state. 12 local governments in the state. And the Ijaw nation is represented in almost every state in the Niger Delta.
Barrister Deji Adeyanju emphasized the historical and political significance of the Ijaw nation, firmly rejecting any notion that they are a minority.
In fact, it is noteworthy to say that the Ijaw nation is not only restricted to Bayelsa, to Rivers State alone. The entire 8 local governments in Bayelsa State is occupied by the Ijaw nation. In Akwa Ibom, we have about 7 local governments that is occupied by the Ijaw nation. We have the Eastern Obolo, Ibeno, Umbo, Oron, Ofong, Uruka, then Okoba, and Udong Oku. In Delta State, we have about 6 local governments occupied by the Ijaw nation. We have Bomadi, we have Burutu, we have Pantani, we have Warri North, we have Warri South, we have Warri Southwest, all occupied by the Ijaw nation. In Edo, the Ijaw nation partly occupies 2 local governments. So for any whiskey-taking person to infer that the Ijaw nation, the almighty Ijaw nation, is a minority is truly laughable. If not for the Ijaw nation, even the so-called 13% derivation that the Niger Delta is enjoying today will have been a mirage. Are we talking about the sacrifices of Isaac Daka Boro? Are we talking about the sacrifices of Ken Saruwiwa, people who laid their lives? Are we talking about environmental activists who fought against Shell, Mobil, and all the oil pollution of oil and gas in the Niger Delta that have laid down their lives? Even the River State that we're talking about.
Legal practitioner Comrade Maxwell Okpara called on President Bola Ahmed Tinubu to intervene. He urged Wike to issue a public apology and be more mindful of his words when addressing ethnic groups. He also appealed to the Ijaw people to remain law-abiding.
Well, so we are talking about people who are much more than who are too big to be a grandfather. We are talking about people that have read, people that have seen it all. You can't look at their face and you call them names. How dare you? Because of political fight with somebody say that it's from that houses. You don't do that. Mr. President, please, we are calling on you to come in. First of all, ask him to apologize. You cannot tell an old man that an old man is wrong, while a young man is right. You not say it. So the point we are making is that we are looking at the what that may generate, because you have seen them. They have been making comments either as a group, either as a person, and if the issue, the president failed to address the issue now, it may lead to something else. And also, that comment also amounts to gross violation of rights, because the constitution said that you don't discriminate against anybody. And if your right has been or is likely to be violated, you can seek redress in court. So, and Nelson Wike being a governor, when you are addressing the press, you choose your words. You are not only a governor, you are a lawyer. You are not only a lawyer, you are a member body of benchers. You are not only a member body of benchers. Your wife is occupying the office as a court of appeal judge. So the combined effect of all this, you are expected to conduct yourself when addressing the press.
Similarly, Comrade Marshall described Wike's statement as a violation of the rights of the Ijaw nation, stating that someone of Wike's stature should be more responsible with his remarks. He warned that the minister has 3 days to apologize, failing which the Ijaw ethnic group would petition the United Nations.
I think that the verbal assaults of Mr. Nyesom Wike against the Ijaw nation is a violation of the Constitution of Nigeria. Section 41 clearly provides for the what we call the anti-discriminatory clause. That assault on the Ijaw nation clearly violates that particular provision. It also violates the rights of the Ijaw nationals under the United Nations Charter. It also violates the African Charter of Human and People's Rights, the right of the minorities to their home, to and the right of the people against mental and other forms of torture under the Anti-Torture Act of 2015. A clear assault by a person of Mr. Wike's standing, and this is quite very interesting or quite very unfortunate, because Nyesom Wike, as we know, is a very senior member of the bar. He's a life bencher, a 2-time governor of Rivers State, and a former minister of education in Nigeria, and now the minister of the FCT. One will expect so much from a man that has occupied so much position. More so that the wife is a court of appeal judge and the daughter is a judge of the FCT High Court in Abuja here. But when you see men of such standing goes against the oath of office they've taken or swore to at several times, go against the level of standing you expect them in the society, then there's quite a problem. I think no matter the disagreements that Mr. Wike might have against the governor, it is out of place for Mr. Wike to now go for the very tribe that has given him so much as a minister and as a former governor. Don't forget that the Ikwere nationality from which Mr. Ikwere belongs, which Mr. Wike belongs to, is what you refer to as a stranger in the River State of Nigeria. I also think that upon the failure of Mr. Wike to apologize to these people, and we are demanding immediately, we are giving Mr. Wike 3 days to apologize. Otherwise, I think the Ijaw nation should do a petition against Mr. Wike to the United Nations. This is a clear threat against a people in their own land, in their own ancestral home, and such matters must not be swept under the carpets. The matters must be looked into by the United Nations, because there's a threat against a particular ethnic nationality by persons who believe they are the owners of the states, a threat to annihilate them and to drive them from their ancestral home.